Oh, thank God that's over with. No more Night and Dawn for a good while, Riot. Please. Now we can move on to the far more interesting skins that were revealed the same day. Surely not because Riot accidentally revealed the PvE preview 2 weeks in advance or anything. Inkshadow. The brand new skin universe set in a world where spirits imbue humans with magical tattoos that grant them power. These Inkshadow warriors, as they're called, while sacrificing a piece of themselves for this power, can now use it to save their city and take down the Cabal. What exactly is this Cabal? Who is it run by? And what are their goals?
I don't know.
It should also be mentioned that these skins are tied to the Mid-Season Invitational, or MSI. So by technicality, these are esports skins and are replacement for the previous Conqueror skins of old. Now, while it can definitely be argued that these skins have absolutely nothing to do with MSI visually, besides maybe the red-black color scheme for Kaisa, the old esports skins weren't exactly phenomenal, so I'm all for this change of pace. That could also be my bias for this aesthetic talking. Asol specifically is giving me such insane Samurai Jack Haunted House Demon vibes. Enough prattling though, let's get going, shall we? Starting with Inkshadow Yone. How absurd is it that Yone's mask, one of the defining features of his character, was not present in a single one of his skins up till now? And you guys know I already despise this champion, but I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like this one. Paying the price for his power by sacrificing his identity. Everyone, including his brother, has completely forgotten he exists and is now only known as the mysterious Man of Masks, helping protect the innocent from the wrath of the Cabal. The color scheme, the lore, the mask, I can't stress enough how much the mask helps Yone's design. It's just such a perfect fit for Yone. It almost alleviates my fury for the fact that even though he released 2 weeks after Lilia, he has 3 more post-launch skins than her. Obsidian is the best chroma, 9 out of 10. Inkshadow Yasuo. Here's a little fun fact for you. When Riot designs new skin thematics, Lux and Yasuo are nearly always used as the placeholder champions, since they have pretty standard proportions and they're, well, you know, slightly popular. But because of that, he's had so many skins by now, I think we're at the point where I don't know how much more can even be done with him. And this one's not bad, competently made. The ink is a solid replacement for his wind powers, and I especially love the little swoosh sound on his E. But for someone who supposedly sacrificed his freedom to obtain his powers, I don't really get any of that in this design. Tanzanite is the best chroma, 6 out of 10. With the Prestige, Jesus Christ, I feel like certain people are going to be buying this skin just for the splash art alone. I actually like it slightly better than the original, not by much though. 6.5 out of 10, right? Please stop double dipping on champions for prestige skins. Inkshadow Kaisa. Losing her father and fleeing the city at a young age, she gained a powerful magic tattoo, one she is symbiotically linked to and needs in order to live. And you know, at least Riot tried to incorporate the parasite part of her original character in a skin for once. Still didn't bother to make the shoulder cannons actually cohesive. Like, come on, man. Even maybe some ink tendrils holding them to her back or something. Personally, I don't think Kaisa will ever get a skin better than Bullet Angel, but this one works fine enough for her. Jasper is the best chroma, 7 out of 10. Inkshadow Udyr. A lot like Yone, this is such a perfect skin line for Udyr. What better champion for the tattoo-themed universe than the tattoo champion? But honestly, as much as I wish I liked this one more, I just don't. The color swaps on his abilities are nice. That whole color consistency for visual clarity argument on his skins gets thrown out the window now. But I mean, look at it. That's just Udyr with a different coat of ink. I'm grateful he didn't have to wait too long after his rework to get a new skin, Mundo, but I really think this ends up being nothing more than average. Inked is the best chroma, 7 out of 10. Inkshadow Master Yi. Normally I'd be more up in arms for a champion receiving a second legendary skin again, but in Yi's defense, his last one came out nearly 7 years ago. Oh god. What I can't defend though is just how similar this is to Project from a glance, especially in the splash art. It's in-game where the skin really gets to shine, and you know the drill. It's a modern legendary skin, so of course it has the best animations and particle effects of the bunch and is able to make proper use of the skin line's aesthetic. The tattoos glowing and changing color depending on what ability he uses especially is just so cool. I wish the others did the same. Plus I do like the clever use of the Inkshadow symbol on his mask to mimic the multiple eyes of his default helmet. A part of his design that never needs to be or has been consistent, but still a nice touch. Turquoise is the best chroma, 8 out of 10. Inkshadow Volibear. Finally, we get to one of the spirits of this universe, and it's for one of my main boys, Volibear. I guess Volley Tiger? Yeah, that's never really explained, but the tiger stripes are a pretty neat way to naturally incorporate the tattoos on this beastly creature. A spirit of war and fury, providing those foolish enough to trust him with the power of ink, feeding on their blood-soaked essence upon their untimely end. Udyr being the only one in recorded history to have lasted more than a year. A nice lore reference. It's pretty damn difficult to top the perfection that is the 1000 Pierce Bear, but for a champion lacking in skin variety, this one ain't too shabby at all. Ruby is the best chroma, 7.5 out of 10. Inkshadow Aurelion Soul. I'm honestly shocked we got a new skin for Asol so soon after CGU, but I ain't complaining. It's been nearly 2.5 years since Storm Dragon came out, the most ancient Inkshadow spirit, offering humans power in exchange for their life force, watching them slowly waste away until they succumb to his appetite. And wouldn't you know it, that's the same sacrifice Yi made for his power, and wouldn't you know it, there he is in Asol splash art. This is a pretty great fit for Asol, but I don't know, parts of it just feel off. The sound design doesn't have much oomph to it. The crown makes his head look a little too chunky, and the fur on his back looks more like a saddle than anything. While not amazing, I'm not as disappointed like I was with Udyr, since frankly, there's no way a new Aesol skin was ever gonna top His Majesty Ao Shin. Rose Quartz is the best chroma, 7.5 out of 10. Overall, Inkshadow gets a nice and even 7.5 out of 10. It doesn't have as many high highs as any previous skin lines this year, but it also doesn't have any abysmal lows. One thing I can definitely say for sure is that besides Udyr, all of these champions are insanely popular. I can't believe I can say that for Aurelion Sol now. So regardless of how good or bad this skin line ended up being, it's gonna sell like hotcakes anyway. But those are my thoughts. What do you fellas think of the new Inkshadow skins? Do you like this new skin line, or perhaps you were more fond of the original MSI thematic?
You're basic.
Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. I guess until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.